Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. I am super excited to share with you guys my recent collection haul. This is the most expensive haul I've done in a very long time. I dropped down over $10,000 picking up Pokemon cards that I've been missing from my collection for years. Let me know, did I make a terrible decision picking up these cards, or are you excited that I have these cards inside of my collection? I would love to hear your thoughts, so let's get started right away. We're starting off with something that's really cheap, and that is Crown Zenith. I picked up 5 of these boxes for $60, and if you break down the math, I'm spending right around $2.40 per Crown Zenith booster pack. I just wanted to make this shout out that Crown Zenith over the next couple of months is going to be incredibly affordable, and I just love cracking it open. So this is not a sealed collection. I'm going to be cracking open these Crown Zenith booster packs over the next couple of weeks, and this is just a really cheap and affordable time to pick up probably what is the best set of the year just from a pack opening experience. Next up, we got random sealed products. We got Obsidian 3-packs blister and a random Astral Radiance booster pack. Why did I pick this up? Because it adds up to exactly $30, which is what I needed to pick up myself a Great Felt Hat Pikachu. So yes, we did pick one of these up from the Pokemon Center, which is absolutely great. It is a really cool card. It is very unfortunate that this card's price has not declined as much as I would have hoped for. In fact, it's actually climbed in terms of price, defying all expectation. There's still a ton of copies out there. It's unfortunate that the Pokemon Center has not distributed enough of these that have truly quelled demand, which is surprising because they've done a lot more for other cards. I still think that this card, its optimal price point for collectors should be $20. It's absolutely ridiculous that a free card is $120 or whatever it is currently going for. That's absolutely insane. I did notify viewers as soon as the second wave of these were available, and luckily a lot of viewers were able to get a copy for themselves. Hopefully they still do more, because I still think that this card should drop a lot more in price. And honestly, it's just unfortunate that this card is so expensive. I truly believe in my heart of heart that a free promo card from the Pokemon Center should be valued at around $20. That's probably the optimal price for this card. I would love to cherish this card. Unfortunately, it has just so much controversy behind of it. Can I truly enjoy it inside of my collection? Just don't hate me over it. Next up, we got ourselves the Yokohama deck box. I really did not want to pick this up for $200, which is how much I paid for it, because I feel like I'm supporting a market that just is not okay. Unfortunately, this is a very rare product out there, and while the official MSRP of one of these is between 20 to 40 bucks, and that's the price you could have picked it up for in Japan at the World Championship, it's just unfortunate that now these are going for $200, and if that's what I want inside of my collection, then that's what I have to pay. And I kind of just bit the bullet and picked one of these up. Did I overpay for it? That's really hard to say. I would love to hear your guys' opinion, whether it's just unfortunate of me to be supporting the secondary market, or should I have not picked one of these up even at those exorbitant prices. That's the last of the sealed products. Let me talk about some of the cards that I picked up from Collecticon, as well as other trading card conventions that I've been going to over the last couple of months. The first big card that I picked up was a Mew V Max. Picked this card up for $100. Don't worry about these prices. I do try to negotiate down with the dealers whenever I can, making some bundles and making some good relationships. That's pretty much how I enjoy doing the hobby, is just having conversations with collectors, which is great. I think this is a great card. Haven't had it inside of my collection. It's a very hard pull, and I think at $100, it's a steal. If I were to crack open a Fusion Strike booster box going for upwards of $100, I would be lucky to pull this card. So to be able to pick it up on the singles market for $100, that's a steal in my personal opinion. Next up, we did a bundle between two cards, which was the Zorora V in a PSA 10, as well as this Charmander promo card from GameStop. Picked up both of these cards for $100. So there's an example of me bundling up to get a decent deal. This card I think is absolutely underrated. We do have a PSA 10 copy of it, but I think that card is inside of the community investment portfolio, and I think this card is actually kind of underpriced right now. I wasn't able to pick one of these up from GameStop, and since I only spent $100, I pretty much got this card for free, which I'm not complaining about, but I do think this card is slowly climbing in terms of price. Don't really know why. It's got the GameStop stamp for it, but I just did this little deal because it was an easy bundle for me to pick up two cards, and I really really enjoy bundling, as you're going to see with the next purchase, which is 2 cards. We got ourselves the Lucario and Melmetal Tag Team GX, as well as the Japanese Mewtwo V-Star. These 2 cards are cards that I am legitimately missing from my collection, and they are perfect additions to my collection because I am missing the Tag Team GX Lucario and Melmetal card, and this card in the tin sealed product is so expensive right now. I have no idea why it's so cheap. Both of these cards combined, I paid $100 for. Super affordable, great deal on my behalf. And I do have the Charizard V-Star from V-Star Universe, and this was just the counterpart copy that I was missing from my collection. So there you go, $100 for 2 great cards. Absolute steal in my personal opinion, completely underrated. And next up, we got another S tier card in my personal opinion, and that is the Rayquaza V card. Picked this card up for $180. Absolutely great deal. Same opinion as the Mew V Max from Fusion Strike. If I were to open up an Evolving Skies booster box, I would be lucky to hit this card. I would be very lucky to hit this card. I might not get a single alt art card from my Evolving Skies booster box, or is it Evolving Cries? One of these booster boxes is going for what, $400, $500 nowadays, and I was able to pick up this card in a PSA 10 for $180. Absolutely underrated. Great, gorgeous looking card. Next up, we got ourselves another really cool card, and that is the Dragonite V. Check out that card. Also picked up this card for $180. Completely underrated in my personal opinion. This card, S tier, same with the Rayquaza V. Both of these alt art, I think, are S tier. And I do have a tier list for all of these Sword and Shield alt art. We did it together as a community. So if you want to see my complete tier list for all of these alt art cards, I'll have a link to it down in the description just so you guys can view where I put all of these different art. I do think the Dragonite V, the Sleepy Dragonite V boy, is a gorgeous looking card. Got this card gem mint in a PSA 10 for $180. Absolute steal. Gorgeous looking card, and you probably noticed that it's in a really cool case. This is GradedGuard. I am not sponsored, affiliated in any way with them. I'm just a huge fan. GradedGuards are just great for your collection. If you have any Pokemon cards that's worth protecting, GradedGuards are what I use because sometimes I could drop my Pokemon card and they protect it really, really well. It also adds to the display. Honestly, this frame for $10 was absolutely worth it. So like I said, I'm not sponsored, affiliated with GradedGuard in any way. I'm just a huge fan of what they do for the hobby. So if you want to pick up some of these GradedGuard cards, I'll have a link down in the description just because I wanted to give them a shout out. Super cool. And they also do CGC as well as BGS cards, and I do have a lot of GradedGuard cards inside of my collection. If you have a card that's worth protecting, that's an easy way to do it for me. So that's actually been some of the more affordable cards. Let me talk about some of the big ticket cards that I'm going to add to my collection because these are pretty darn big. First one up, and actually the cheapest of the bunch, is going to be the Precious Collector's Pikachu. Of course, we're moving on to some Pikachu card. What a great looking card. Picked this one up for $400, which I think is an absolute steal, considering that the Precious Collector's box is currently going for $400 plus anyway, and this card in a PSA 10 was only $400. Check out that card. We do have this card inside of the Crown Zenith set, but the Japanese version is completely different. The holo pattern on the Japanese card is so much more detailed. I absolutely love this card, so I had to pick it up. It's a gorgeous looking card, and I'm going to display this card really proudly. Pretty much all these cards are going directly into my personal collection. They are pretty much never being sold, so this is just cards that I'm actually going to display. I was very methodical and thorough about what kind of cards I wanted to pick up. Moving on to some cards that have just been missing from my collection, and you're going to be surprised by some of these because they're Pikachu promo cards from years ago, and that includes the Pikachu Battle Festa card from 2015. This card is so much more affordable right now. It's only going for right around $800. That's how much I spent to pick it up. Gorgeous looking card. It's a little bit unfortunate because it is computer generated artwork, and you guys know how I feel about that. But I love the Pikachu cards where there's just a cameo of a lot of other Pokemon. This is totally XY era Pokemon. It's just very nostalgic for me. So it's a great card. I'm going to be displaying it inside of my personal collection. It's gone down a ton in terms of price. Next up, we got another Battle Festa card, and this is from the Sun and Moon era. Once again, very, very nostalgic. I think this one's a little bit better. I wish they had thrown a couple of other Pokemon cameo into the card. That would make it really great. Just look at how many Pokemon is inside of the Precious Collector's Box card. There's so many, and they look gorgeous. This card is a little bit older. The art is definitely a little bit dated, but it's still a very cool card. All of these cards framed up together and displayed is how I'm planning on doing it. And we're still missing one major Pikachu card, and that one I just proudly added to my collection. And that is the Pikachu from the Master Battle set. Wow, what a gorgeous looking card. Check out those texture. And this card is not available in English, folks. These cards are not available in English, so I had to pick these up. And this one I picked up as a set. So get ready for this, but we got ourselves the Alola Friends card as well as the Master Battle Set Pikachu sequential, and I picked up these two cards for a whopping $6,000. The Alola Friends card was the only Friends card I was missing from my collection, so now you can say I've collected all the Friends, which is really, really cool. This card is currently going for right around, I'd say, $5,000. At its peak, it was going for as much as between $10,000 to $12,000 just for this one card. And I have a couple of the other Friends card inside of my collection, so I'll give you an example. But the Alola Friends card is on a completely different level. What did they do with this card? What did they do with it? It's so gosh darn cool. Check out those fireworks. Every single firework, every single little detail has its own unique texture and color inside of it. It's completely different from the other Friends card. This card is just way more detailed, and I've been missing it from my collection for years, so I'm really proud to add it to my collection. Don't care if it goes up or down in terms of value. This is a card that I'm just going to proudly display. And the Master Battle Set was our last major purchase. Pick those up for $6,000. Did I make a terrible purchase? Let me know down in the description. I spent over $10,000 on these cards over the past months, and that is the most I've spent on Pokemon cards in a very, very long time. Over the past 2 years during the pandemic, I would spend $100 here, $200 there, pick up a couple of booster boxes of every new set and crack them open for you guys and do a review on every new product, but I have very rarely picked up as many cards as this, and I'm really happy with all these purchases. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you been picking up some really cool cards as well? What kind of cards have you been picking up? What cards are you eyeing on? And I would love to give you my advice or my opinion as well. If you like a second opinion, I'm all ears. Thank you so much for watching. This has been my recent collection haul. I'm going to now put all these cards in their proper display and enjoy them for years to come. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.